Welcome to day 2, everybody. I'm very excited to get started. So we are going to dive in today into the first part of the formula, the CMS formula, and that is idea clarity. So get comfortable, get something to write with if you need to. Let me know you're here, where you're from, and we're going to dive right in. For the record, I have not mastered the presentation here in StreamYard, so we're going to do the best we can with what we have. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So I have no idea what this looks like to you. That's okay, because we're just going to work through this. And if anything, let's take this as an example that you don't have to be perfect to be able to have a business, right? All right. So let's get started. So 5-day Mompreneur Launch Challenge, day 2. We are going to talk about how to quickly solidify an inspired business concept using skills you already possess that will be valued and sought after by your BFF clients. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Ready? So what is the Mompreneur Launch Challenge again? Okay, as you know, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, we are going through this challenge. It's about half hour to an hour, depending on how many questions we get. We are going to be doing our first VIP session later on today, which you will be getting an email for if you registered at the registration page. These VIP sessions are a great opportunity to really ask your questions, dig into some of these topics a little bit deeper. So definitely, if you haven't registered, make sure you do in the link in the description. So the Mompreneur Launch Challenge is a 5-day training where I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to build a ready-to-launch online business in order to create time and financial freedom and live the life of your dreams. So this training is the foundation of a strategy that has enabled countless aspiring moms to launch their own online business and allowed existing mompreneurs to expand their businesses without having to figure it all out on their own, invest tons of time, or become an expert in everything. It's funny, I was speaking with someone this morning, and one of their things was, I'm constantly learning. There's always a list of things to learn. And I was like, I know, that can be really frustrating. Why don't you get someone else to do it for you? And we'll talk about that on day 4. But for now, we're going to talk about our idea clarity. So while you can do all of this, everything I am teaching you here on your own, we do have an implementation and accountability program that we will talk about more on day 4. So this training works in a fragile economy. It is recession proof. And this model works even in the middle of a pandemic. How do I know? Because I applied it in the middle of a pandemic myself. So the Inspired and Profitable Mompreneur CMS method is the idea clarity process, a personalized marketing strategy, and the freedom sales engine. And this is a repeatable system that will enable you to quickly create a ready-to-launch business in 90 days. The reason I say repeatable is because if you already have a business and you want to expand, or you want to start another one, or you want to grow in a different direction, you can use this system to do that too. Today, we are talking about clarity. And so this is solidifying your inspired business concept using skills you already possess and that your ideal clients value. Again, if you are just dropping in today and don't know who I am, I'm Angela Bell. So I'm a mom of twins who is drained and depressed, trying to balance a fast-paced career in finance and motherhood. The first company that I grew to over $2 million in sales went bankrupt after my father died suddenly. And I decided I was tired of doing what was socially acceptable and tired of watching other moms struggle, exhausted and underappreciated. Since then, I have helped over 100 moms launch their own profitable businesses, started a popular podcast for mompreneurs, launched my own TV show and magazine. Oh, and I'm an internationally best-selling author with 6 more books on the way. The next one comes out next week. I'm the founder of the Inspired and Profitable Mompreneur and the creator of the CMS launch method. So hard work and dedication, that is what got me to where I am today. Now I am the founder of an international mompreneur empowerment organization and an international best-selling author. So this is life now, but it wasn't always that way. What started out as a simple coaching business has grown into a movement. And it's created a life of joy. This right here, this is exactly what I want for you. This is, or whatever this looks like for you. So for me, what I wanted was to live a comfortable life and be making good money and also be spending time with my kids. I didn't want it to be an either or. I decided I was going to take a stand for and. So time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. Here's the thing, you don't need to spend 10 years trying to figure it out. I'm teaching you exactly what worked for me, honest, with no fluff. So what is in the C of the CMS method? Well, first we've got our zone of brilliance, then we've got how you serve, and we have the perfect customer persona. We're going to go through each of these today so that you will know how to get idea clarity. Remember, you already have skills that your BFF client values and wants to pay for. Now, this is a non-exhaustive list of VA jobs. Here's the thing. I just went to Google and pulled up this list. And the list, actually, this is 1 to 10. The list was 21 long, and it had another, page and a half of things like this. So I'm showing you this so that you understand that when it comes to create, and this is just VA jobs. This isn't, any other type of service that can be offered online. We will understand in a little bit why this list matters. So imagine using skills you already have to help people. Oh, lost an earring. Take them both out then. To help people reach their goals. Imagine knowing exactly where to find clients and how you can help them. Imagine working with people who are completely aligned with you and who are a joy to work with. That last sentence is important to me, right? Because we can find work anywhere, and we can be miserable doing it if the people we're working with aren't a joy for us to work with. Imagine never questioning your offer, your value, or if someone is the right client for you. Imagine having complete confidence in yourself and your business. I know a lot of us struggle with this, okay? Because we dream about these businesses and then we get what I'm sure you've all heard of, imposter syndrome or self-doubt or, the inner critic pipes up, any number of those things. But with the C in the CMS method, you can have complete confidence in yourself and your business. Okay. Now listen, if you've tried learning all the new in-demand skills and attempted all the latest trends, if you've let other people tell you what to do, or worse, what you're worth, if you've posted in groups and heard nothing but crickets, and even offered free services but got nothing in response, I get it. I mean, I've been there. You're tired of working for just about anybody and constantly being underpaid, if you're being paid at all. You spend hours upon hours reworking your offer, cold DMing on social media, and second guessing everything that you do. You just didn't have the right tools, and it's not your fault. It's really not. You've been bombarded with ads and promotions about what works, what doesn't, what's old, what's new, what is the only way to do everything, but none of that helps if it's not your thing. So do you think that only certain types of skills are marketable? Are you always worried that it's going to be hard all the time? Do you think that your niche is too small, your offer is too boring, or you just don't have what it takes? I get that too. I'll tell you a story about my book title when we get to the end. Just so you know, we all struggle with these sorts of things. right? Even now, when I'm doing certain things, sometimes I worry my offer is too boring or no one's going to want it, right? It sucks when you have a dream, when you dream about having a profitable business, but you just don't know where to start. Or worse, you know where to start, but can't seem to make it make sense, right? You can't get all the pieces together, all the little parts together, and you have this scattered idea, and it doesn't just seem to be coming together. But by the end of today, you will be able to create an in-demand offer from skills you already have, use your skills to serve others, and get paid well for it. Work with clients you love and enjoy working with and that pay you on time. So who's ready to dive deep into the exact process successful mompreneurs use to gain idea clarity? Why now? Here's the thing. As we all know, the last 3 years have been different, right? With workplaces shut down, kids learning from home, parents working from home, people adopting a lot more of the remote working idea, systems and different platforms evolving and, becoming more popular as a way of working. So that has created a boom in companies outsourcing their jobs, right? So the global outsourcing market was valued at $92.5 billion in 2019 before the pandemic. So a recent survey as early as April 2021, the business process outsourcing sector alone was worth 246, let's say, $billion, right? So that is like a 3 times growth in 2 years. And this was all pre-recession, okay? And why does that matter? Because when recessions strike, companies are going to look for ways to cut costs, right? And that could be devastating to people because they're going to look to cut jobs, they're going to look to outsource, they're going to look for ways to make money or save money and get things while paying less. And having people full-time on staff costs a lot of money because it's not just their salary, it's also their benefits, it's the office space, it's the resources they need, it's management, it's all of these things. So as we hear this word recession being thrown around more and more and everybody's saying, oh, we're entering a recession, this is an opportunity for people who have service-based businesses because companies are going to be looking for people that they can pay per job, not full-time, right? They're going to be looking for people that they can contract with, that they can, pay for a day's worth of work a week. And if you are positioned to offer services to them, whether it's large companies or startups or, entrepreneurial companies, then you have an opportunity to help them keep their costs low while still obtaining value, high quality services. So what is your zone of brilliance? Okay, we're diving in now. Are you ready? So your zone of brilliance is the intersection between skills that you already have or that people already ask you about or that you already do as like second nature and things you love to do. It's where the two things come together. Okay, so if you think about it, is there anything that people are always asking you about? Is there anything where they're always coming to you for help or advice on? And then what do you love to do all the time? Or what do you find that you lose yourself in or you could do for hours and never get bored or never get tired or lose track of time? Where those two things intersect, that is your zone of brilliance. So it is something that you play at while other people work at. So it's something that people struggle to do and that you do very well. For example, what do people come to me for? Well, people come to me for solving their business startup problems, right? I love messy stuff. I love problem solving. I love the stuff that stresses people out. I really do. I look at it and it looks like a fun puzzle to me. It looks like something I can do and enjoy and have fun with. But Other people don't necessarily see it that way. So they look at a startup and they think, oh, this is too stressful. I don't know how to solve this problem. This is, that's it. This just isn't for me. And so they come to me and I help them with it. And then they get to feel good about starting their business. And so I'll explain more later. Sorry. So, I think I just lost my, we're going to go back to sharing screen again. Sorry. One day I'm going to be really good at this, guys. Today is not that day. Okay, so what does your offer look like? Do you have an offer? Here's the thing. I'm going to bridge a gap here for you. So when I tell you that you have skills that people need and want, that you enjoy doing, you probably come up with a list that looks like this really messy closet over there, right? It is a hodgepodge of things that you can do, and it doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't seem to come together in any sort of way. So when you get idea clarity, when you do the work to pull these skill sets together and turn them into an offer, you get our picture over here, which is nice, organized, visually appealing, easy to understand. It doesn't cause the brain any stress. You get an organized closet, right? So this is what you want to do when you take your skill sets and you turn them into an offer. You are transitioning from a hodgepodge of general ideas to an organized, cohesive package that you can offer to people. And once you make that leap, once you go from disorganized jumble of skills to a nicely packaged offer, that is when you are positioned to be able to sell it to people. There we go. So your inspired business concept is your specific skill set packaged up in a way that serves other people. So you're going to be eliminating other people's pain points while allowing yourself to enjoy your work and the people you work with. So you take your skills, right? The list, you take what you find fun, you figure out how those two things intersect and serve other people, and then you propose, offer, serve that to your BFF clients. Starting to get the idea? So let's take a closer look at your specific skills, okay? I want you to think for a minute about, what do you do really easily? Or what do you find? Here's one, because we're all moms here. What do you find always gets left for you? Right? There are tasks, there are jobs, there are things around the house that always get left for you to do. What are things that when you go talk with friends or you go meet with family that everybody always asks you about or comments on or mentions, right? Maybe it's that your kids are always in well-coordinated outfits, because Lord knows mine aren't. Or that you always find a way to see the bright side of every situation, right? Maybe it's that you are really great at fitting everything into your schedule and you're actually not stressed about it, right? Any number of things like that. So taking a look at the specific skills you have will help you get to the bottom of your offer. Now, some of you may be worried that you have nothing special to offer, right? I get that. When I first started out, I was like, I'm going to learn how to be a mindset coach. Not because I was good at it, but because I was interested in it and it was the hot thing everybody was talking about. And I figured it would be marketable. And I didn't think I had anything to offer. So what you find easy, and this is something that was very profound to me at the beginning, what you find easy and simple, other people really struggle with, right? So An example is one of my clients never talked about chakras. She was a human design coach, and she never talked about chakras, right? Your 7 chakras, your energy centers, because she figured everybody knew about chakras. And why would she bother talking about it when everybody already knew? But here's the thing. She was talking to her own clients and they were like, I don't understand what that is. Can you tell me about it? And time again, it kept coming up that people didn't know about it. And that's the thing, is we have a bias, right? A cognitive bias. We assume that what we know, other people know, and that what's easy for us is simple for other people. Another really interesting example is I can use both hands for a lot of different things. So for me, when I get tired, let's say I'm building furniture, I get tired using my right hand to screw in a screw, I just switch and automatically use my left hand. Or if I'm painting and I reach the edge of what I can paint with my right hand, I just grab and keep going with my left hand. Don't even think about it. And if someone complains that their hand is tired, I will often say, well, just use the other one. I didn't actually know other people couldn't do that. I didn't. I thought that everyone could use both hands interchangeably and that it wasn't a big deal. Turns out I was wrong. I'm going to give you another example. This is a good one. So I had to hire an organizer for my life, right? So my brain works a little bit differently than other people's. I can't just clean off my desk. I can't. It overwhelms me. I can't organize my day in a way that is effective or works. I can't break tasks down into measurable steps. I'm big picture. I see big picture all the time, and it overwhelms me if it's something that I don't enjoy doing. So I pay someone to help me with those things, right? Here's my angel cat. She sits with me and I talk about stuff and she organizes and lists and helps, right? It's a skill I don't have and it's something she's very good at and enjoys doing. That may sound obvious because maybe some of you are like me and you can't organize either. So how about this? I also cannot format newsletters, be on social media too long, or coordinate my clothes. Laugh if you want. Okay. It's a mental block for me and that's fine. But when you're done laughing, realize that I pay people to do these things for me. Okay. They provide me a service that I need and get paid for it. So while these might be things that you're like, of course, I just pick out clothes that match, or, you know, I can go on social media for 5 minutes and not get lost and lose hours. That's great. I can't do it. So I pay people to do it. So what do people ask you for help with the most, right? Think about that. Make a list. Start jotting some things down now. I mean, heck, let's hear it. Drop some comments. What are things that people ask you for help with the most? If you don't know, ask family, friends, and colleagues what they would come to you with help with, right? I did a post probably 2-3 years ago. What's something you would come to me for? Or what's something you would come to me if you wanted to learn? And I got a collection of interesting things: running, business, self-help, compassion, forgiveness, a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't even think people cared to know about or that it was a big deal, right? So ask. And then package your favorite skills together and call it your offer, right? So look through the list of skills that you have, find the ones that you really, really love doing, put them together and call this your offer. Don't overthink it, okay? It doesn't have to be conventional. There's no one right way to package your skill set together. Valuable services can find clients, right? Even if it's unconventional. So here's the thing. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't look like an offer, let me know, right? I will help you with it, okay? One of the bonuses that we're going to be offering here for people that are, you know, engaging in the group and contributing is a 15-minute offer clarity session with me. I guarantee you I can put together an offer for you in 15 minutes just by having a conversation. It's a gift. It's something I'm very good at. So if you would like a free 15-minute offer clarity session with me, engage in the group, post the homework, invite your friends. What do you have to lose, right? I mean, it'll be fun. So let's talk about the need for this to be conventional. I kid you not when I tell you there's demand for everything out there. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple examples. Animal communicator, right? People that communicate with animals. I didn't know this was a thing until I hired someone to do it. It's pretty cool. You can laugh if you want to, either at me hiring someone to do it or the fact that it exists, but it is a skill that people pay for. How about this? A cosplay coach. Okay, what about a death doula? We might not even think about that, but there are people that exist that help people with the dying process, or an orgasm coach, right? So don't think in terms of what is conventional and what is normal and what is expected, right? Look at your skills, look at what you enjoy doing, and then work to put it into an offer package and then find the people that need it. Don't find a skill set that you hope people will need, try to adopt it, and then try to sell it. That is a recipe for exhaustion and failure. By now, if you're following and if you're thinking, you know that you have some stuff that you are good at and that you enjoy doing. What makes people pay for those services? Here's the thing. It's not what you think, right? It's not going to be that you have the prettiest graphics. It's not going to be that you have the trendiest offer. It's not even going to be that you have the sexiest title. I'll tell you about my boring title story now. When I started working on my anthology series, Mom Magic, I call it that because I was super passionate about, increasing the recognition and awareness about all that it is moms do and how, the world kind of comes together because moms make magic happen. And so I called the anthology series Mom Magic, and I was so in love with it and I was so excited about it. And then I started talking to potential authors and seeing the caliber of people that they were, and my imposter syndrome kicked in, and I panicked that my book title was boring and unsexy. Panicked. And then I started talking to the women that were signing up to be in the book and, that wanted to be considered for future books, and they loved it. They were so excited about it. They had the same passion for it as I did. So don't worry if you think that it's boring. There are people, or you're worried that it's boring. If you think it's boring, don't do it, because if it bores you, you won't be having fun. But if you're just worried that other people will think it's boring, they're not your people. And we're going to talk about that. So, psychology of why people buy. People don't buy for logical reasons, right? You don't buy, like, I didn't buy this jacket because it made logical sense. I bought it because it made me feel a certain way, because there was an emotional investment. And then I used logic after the fact to justify my purchase. So there are two things that drive purchases, right? There's pain and pleasure. People are either trying to get away from pain or they're trying to move towards pleasure. That's it. And they're using emotion, not logic, during the buying decision. Okay. So how can your skills become a saleable package? What problem do they solve? Bring them together, look at them, and what problem do they solve? Then take some time and craft your I help statement. Does everybody here know what an I help statement is? Do we have questions? Okay, I'm going to go through it because we do have a couple questions on it. So an I help statement, first and foremost, a shoe detailer. I love that. I kind of feel like I might need that. Okay, an I help statement is very simply your offer summarized in one line. Okay, so for me, I help moms launch and grow their own online business to create time and financial freedom for themselves and their families. Okay, I don't talk about the specific things I do. I don't say I help them get clarity on their business idea. I help them work through their marketing. I help them put their social media content together. I help them, set up all their apps, work through delegating, get a team together, price their product, create their value ladder. I don't talk about any of that. I help moms launch and grow their own online business to create time and financial freedom for themselves and their families. It's who you help, your niche. Okay. What you help them do, or what goal, life goal, you help them achieve. How you transform their life. That's your I help statement. It is a one-liner. It is not sexy. It is something, it's your elevator pitch. If anybody's heard that in, some of these other business circles, when people are like, what's your elevator pitch? You got to be able to say it as like in the time it takes for an elevator to go down 5 floors. It is what you do in a nutshell. So going back to presenting, gosh, I love that I'm not tech savvy. I feel like it makes me more relatable. Okay, so, ooh, what happened here? Oh, there we go. Okay. People don't buy your service or skill. Okay. They're not buying your bookkeeping services, right? They buy what it does for them and how it makes them feel. So they're buying with bookkeeping. They're buying the peace of mind that comes along with knowing that their business finances are in order, that their taxes are filed, that their expenses have been properly accounted for, that they have any tax credits they're supposed to get, right? They're not buying bookkeeping. They're buying peace of mind. They're also buying the freedom from having to do it themselves, right? They're buying their way out of stressing about QuickBooks. Similarly, you don't buy air conditioning in a car, right? Think of it this way. When you buy a car, the salesperson who wants to upsell you on the air conditioning isn't selling the air conditioning. So he's not going through, the Freon and how the, air exchange and passes by the coolant, and that makes it, sucks the heat out of the air so it can be recycled back into the car so that you're not bringing in outside air and not getting all the smog and stuff and from the cars around. They don't tell you that. They sell you a feeling. You buy a cool air on a hot day, comfort on long drives, and climate control. Does that make sense? I'm going to just check back in here to see if I need to expand on that a bit more. Everybody get that people don't buy like the actual skills, they buy the solution? Okay, we're going to keep going. So, how can you make your skills into feelings, right? How do we take intangible and make it tangible, and vice versa, take tangible and make it intangible? So what if you are a career coach? Okay. You help people find new jobs. You help people find better jobs. You help people re-enter the job market. That's not really a feeling, but you are selling them confidence. You are selling them self-worth. You're selling them, self-esteem. You're selling them the satisfaction of knowing that they can re-enter or up-level their job, right? You're selling them a piece of themselves, essentially, that maybe they're missing. So you want to take your skills and you want to turn it into feelings, because that's what people buy. So how valuable would it be for you if you could find people that want the help you provide? Pretty valuable, right? I mean, it's great to have a service to sell and it's great to have an offer, but if we don't know how to sell it to people or where to find them, then we have a nice, stack of paper. So how do you find people that want to buy the help that you are selling? Oh, I got a slide in between. Sorry, I got carried away. So this is key though. Okay, so I get it. A lot of you are thinking, that's great, Angela, but I can't sell, so what does it matter? BS. I put BS there specifically because I curse like a sailor sometimes, so, and no disrespect to sailors. So I had to remind myself not to say the real word. You can sell. You can. Because I told myself for years, for probably 14 years, I can't sell. I'm terrible at sales. You just don't like it because sales in general has been given a bad rap. Okay. What do you think of when you think of salesperson? You think of the, stereotype TV used car salesman, sleazy, manipulative. I mean, that is, unless you're a sales professional and you truly know that, sales is not all of those things. But sales is the lifeblood of the economy, right? There's nothing that you have, that you use, that you love, that you like, that hasn't been sold to you by someone. You might not have recognized it as selling because you felt good about it, right? The difference is that when you're selling the right way, you are persuading or you're demonstrating to someone how they can, get something of value that they want and need, versus convincing someone to buy something for your own selfish gain. So if you don't feel like you are good at sales, it's because you were selling something you didn't believe in. Full stop. If you believe in what you're doing and you believe in your ability to do it, selling is easy. Why? Because when you're selling something to someone that can really, and they can really benefit from it, you're providing them a service. And so selling is service. Okay. When you know that you can help someone, and you know that the person that you're talking to needs your help and that their life will actually be better off when you're able to help them. I don't care if this is like a nutrition supplement or a new pair of shoes or a new hairdo or coaching services or bookkeeping services or, how to get your kids to sleep at night services. When you truly believe that the person you're talking to will benefit in an enormous way when they take you up on your offer to help them and they pay you for it, then selling becomes service and it doesn't feel gross. So selling is service when you're selling to the right people, right? So if you're trying to get someone that's got a teenager to buy a course on getting your kids to sleep at night, you're selling to the wrong person. It's not service. Their teenager's not going to listen to them whether you've got the best course in the world or not. I don't have teenagers yet. I have 7-year-olds, so I could be wrong, but I've been a teenager, so I feel like I'm right. And you sell to the right people when you know with absolute certainty who can benefit most from your skills. So the last thing I want to go over today with you is your perfect customer persona. I wish we could buy it in a nice little package like a figurine at Walmart. I really do. So this is where we're going to go from a general niche to a perfect customer persona. So your general niche is I help people with their books. Okay. That's not a niche. Here's the thing. Your perfect customer persona is when you are talking about a person. I think my perfect customer's name was Jennifer. When I was putting everything together, I don't know why. And this person, this is why I call them your BFF client, because you literally become best friends with your perfect customer, right? You want to know everything about them. You go deep, you get intimate. You want to know them like you know your real life best friend. Okay. You want to know all of the things about them. What do they like? What don't they like? What do they worry about? What are they losing sleep over? What's their favorite smoothie? Do they even like smoothies? Are they married? Do they have a dog? What is the dream that they had once upon a time that they've given up on because they had kids and life got in the way? You want to know everything about them. That is how you connect with them. If you don't know your BFF client in detail, you won't find them. And this is something I'm very passionate about. I need you to hear me. Speaking to everyone speaks to no one. I say this all the time with my clients, and I will say it all the time with you as well. Because everybody always says, well, I can help everyone. Okay. No, you can't, but I get that you want to, or I get that the services that you're putting together might be able to help everyone, but you specifically can't help everyone. And if you're trying to talk to everyone, no one is listening. Have you ever been watching, back in the day when we didn't have on-demand TV and you had to watch commercials? If you're not my age and this is passing by you, I'll get to one that maybe you'll get. But I remember watching TV and the commercial would come on and my boyfriend, now my husband, would laugh so hard at something. And I'd be like, oh, that's so dumb. I wasn't their ideal client. They weren't talking to me, but they were talking to him and he found it hilarious, right? This is, if you are being too vague, too general, trying to reach everyone, A, you're going to exhaust yourself. You're going to exhaust yourself trying to put together that much content and that much messaging to speak to everyone. And B, no one is listening because you are not resonating with anyone. When you are talking to your BFF client by using your perfect client customer persona, they're going to feel like you're speaking to them because you know them that deeply. And when they hear you speak to them, they're going to feel what we all want to feel: seen and heard, right? It's all we all want, is to feel seen and heard. We want to know that someone gets us. Someone understands our struggles. Someone knows our fears. Someone knows what we're going through right now, right? Because when we don't feel alone, we feel better. And when you speak directly to your BFF client, they're going to know that you see them and you hear them. That matters. So can you see how everything gets easier when you know exactly who you want to work with and why they need your help, right? When you know who they are, you know how to talk to them. When you know why they need your help, you know how you serve them. And you can communicate that with ease. You will always know who to say yes to, right? Who aligns with you and your offer and what you do. You will also know who will value your offer, how your offer helps them, how you can improve their life and or business, and why they need your offer. It is very important to understand the do's and don'ts of defining your perfect customer. How many of you currently, let's see, maybe a little show of hands, worry about going too narrow, right? Okay. No, I get it. I mean, I remember working with a client who was an advertising specialist, and they were like, I can teach people how to advertise better. And I said, amazing. What's your niche? Companies that need to advertise. Oh, so Coca-Cola and the mom and pop bookshop? Yeah, I can help them all. Okay. How are you going to talk to them all? Right? So I get that it's a little bit scary. You're like, well, if I get too narrow, then I'm missing out on people. But here's the thing. There are over 7 billion people on this planet. If you cut it in half and say you serve women, okay? So now you're at 3.5 billion. Cut that down and say you serve women between the ages of, 30 and 40. Okay, so now you're talking about 1 million women. So let's say you get 0.001% of 1 million women into your business. You're literally making billions of dollars, right? Like, the market is so big and we have such easy access to it that there's no such thing as too narrow, right? When we get narrow, we get laser focused and we know how to maximize our return on our time invested and how to cut through the noise and get to those people, okay? So, not sure what I was doing there. Here we go. So, okay. This is the example I gave before. Have you read someone's offer before and wondered who they were talking to? Right? And like, oh, neat offer. Who are you talking to? A clearly defined BFF client eliminates confusion for you and them. So imagine how easy marketing and sales becomes when it is customized for your client and your business. Right? Sounds pretty cool. So tomorrow we're going to use your idea clarity to personalize your marketing. Sounds exciting. Let's do this. Okay. So I want to hear you I want you to drop a comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaway was from day 2. Okay. Remember, we're going to be giving stuff away for engagement. We're going to be giving stuff away for people that bring, the most guests in. Everybody is allowed to join still. All they have to do is join the group. They can catch up on the videos and ask me any questions. As I said yesterday, feel free to message me, reach out with any questions. But let me see your biggest takeaway from day 2. and let's recommit. Okay. Remember, we are committed to ourselves and our business. So I, Angela Bell, commit to implementing the CMS method I learned this week to gain time, freedom, and financial success with my business. Copy it, paste it in the group. Let's see you. So tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to personalize your marketing so that you can always reach your BFF clients. I'm going to show you examples of a few different winning messages and offers that you can use again and again to find and engage with them. And these are the exact marketing principles that I've used to help hundreds of successful mompreneurs build profitable businesses. So our day 2 homework, you ready? What is my specific skill set? I had my grammar right, that can help clients. Craft your I help statement. How will your clients feel after working with you? Who is your BFF client? What are their biggest fears, pain points, and frustrations? How do you help them? How do you alleviate their pain? And where do they hang out or get their information from? Okay, I want you to post your homework in the group. You can actually, I'm going to post this page and you can click here and it'll take you to post your homework. And that's all we have for today, friends. So if you have any questions, drop them in the group. My team and I are here for you throughout the challenge. I will stop sharing and listen for a minute more just to see if anyone has questions for right now. Other than that, training's over for today. Keep an eye on your inbox for an invitation to the VIP training this afternoon. And I look forward to continuing to work with all of you. Remember, the woman you see when you look in the mirror is exactly what a successful entrepreneur looks like. Keep going. I'm proud of you. See you.